Dozens of ships with over 1,000 people on board, sailing from 44 countries, united by a daring goal: break Israel's blockade of Gaza. This is the global Sumud Flotilla 2025.
A flotilla carrying a group of activists and some humanitarian aid is sailing in the Mediterranean towards the Gaza Strip.
The boldest sea protest the world has witnessed in years. These vessels aren't just boats. They're symbols of resistance, carrying aid, courage, and one powerful message: the illegal siege on Gaza must end. On board are well-known activists, human rights defenders, and ordinary citizens, all risking their lives for one cause: freedom for Gaza. But this is no ordinary voyage. Israel has already branded the onboard activists as terrorists, vowed to seize the ships, and warned of confrontation at sea. Still, despite storms, sabotage, and looming threats, the flotilla sails forward, powered by hope and solidarity. The question now is, can this historic movement reach Gaza's shores, or will it be stopped before its mission is fulfilled? And more importantly, why are so many willing to risk everything for this cause? Sumud, meaning steadfastness, and flotilla, a small fleet of ships. The global Sumud Flotilla embodies the Palestinian resilience and symbolizes their struggle. It aims at confronting Israel's blockade and delivering the much-needed aid at a time of hunger and famine. Gaza's airspace and territorial waters have been strictly controlled by Israel. In fact, even before the war, Gaza had no functional airports, the only one already destroyed by Israeli bombing in 2001. Humanitarian flotillas operate under the protection of international organizations and are governed by international naval laws. Flotillas to Gaza began in the late 2000s as international activists sought to challenge Israel's naval blockade. The most notable was in 2010, when Israeli commandos boarded the Mavi Marmara, killing 10 Turkish activists and drawing global attention. Subsequent flotillas in 2011, 2015, 2018, and 2023 were intercepted before reaching Gaza. In June or July 2025, another attempt was similarly stopped by the Israeli Navy, with passengers arrested and ships seized.
Our boats have been bombed, have been kidnapped, have been attacked. Now we're on our way. Gaza, we are on our way. Nothing will stop us. Hang on.
On August 31st, around 20 boats departed Barcelona with hundreds of passengers, including medics, journalists, and activists. Ships from Greece, Italy, and Tunisia are joining. A convoy of up to 70 vessels, nearly 1,000 participants from 44 countries.
So we're on the right side of history, we're in the right, we're peaceful, we just want to bring aid to Gaza, and I think that's what's normal. What's abnormal is that the Western governments particularly are not helping to do that.
The route is planned with precision. From Barcelona to Genoa and Catania, adding boats and aid that include 15 tons of food, medical supplies, water purification kits, baby formula, and essential hygiene products. From there, they sail east across the Mediterranean, about 1,600 nautical miles, hoping to reach Gaza by mid-September if weather and naval patrols allow. At the helm are figures with international recognition and impact. Among them is Greta Thunberg, on board again, the Swedish climate activist, marking her second attempt after her June mission was intercepted, making her a symbol of ongoing civil resistance.
How people can go on with their everyday life, accepting this genocide, watching a live stream genocide on their phones, and then pretend like nothing is happening.
Alongside Thunberg is Mandela, the grandson of Nelson Mandela, representing Africa's voice for Gaza. And he has joined the global Sumud Flotilla 2025 from Tunisia.
Has been a duty for us as the Mandela family to continue to be the voice of oppressed nations and the most vulnerable across the globe. and this is why I am here.
Not only are social activists, but the actors from around the globe are actively participating. The notable personalities include the Irish actor Liam Cunningham, famous for his role as Sir Davos in Game of Thrones, who is also accompanying others in the world's largest Gaza aid mission.
So Fatima is singing that song because she's making arrangements for her own funeral. 4 days ago, Fatima was killed.
An award-winning French actress, Adèle Haenel, has joined this flotilla mission. Apart from these, world-renowned politicians are actively contributing towards this flotilla mission. Among those are French Member of Parliament Thomas Potes, Mushtaq Ahmed, Member of the Senate of Pakistan, former Barcelona Mayor Ada Colau, Swedish Member of Parliament Lorena Delgado Varas, and plenty of such notable personalities. Some prominent figures are already associated with this mission. Former Tunisian President Monsef Marzouki, who has previously sailed with flotillas, has voiced support. Nobel Peace Prize laureate Mairead Maguire, who joined earlier missions, is also expected to lend her voice again. Their involvement adds visibility and international weight to the campaign. Israel has strongly condemned the flotilla, calling it a propaganda stunt rather than a humanitarian convoy. Israeli military forces are on high alert. Reports indicate that security forces are conducting coastal defense drills in anticipation of the flotilla's approach to Gaza, signaling readiness to intercept if necessary. Israel's National Security Minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir, has drafted a plan to treat each flotilla participant as a terrorist. Activists could be detained under strict conditions commonly reserved for security prisoners, complete with minimal rights, no TV, no radio, poor food, and held for extended periods in facilities like Ketziot and Damon prisons. There is also discussion of seizing the flotilla's ships and repurposing them for military use. In response to Ben-Gvir's declarations, the global Sumud Flotilla issued a statement asserting that the flotilla's mission is humanitarian, lawful, and unstoppable. They described the threats to seize boats and brand activists as terrorists, as not only baseless and unjust, but also a violation of international humanitarian law and the Geneva Conventions. Dock workers in Genoa, city of Italy, have warned that if they lose contact with the flotilla, or if it's intercepted, they would halt all cargo bound for Israel, even vessels carrying everyday goods. Labor unions coordinated across multiple European ports, like Genoa and Piraeus, have pledged concrete resistance. They've organized rallies, strikes, and blockades to disrupt Israeli military logistics, leveraging their positions at ports to pressure governments. So, what makes the global Sumud Flotilla 2025 so important? Unlike previous missions, it comes at a time when the Israel-Gaza conflict has once again intensified, and global attention is firmly fixed on humanitarian issues. With participants gathering from across continents, the mission is already more than just a convoy of ships. It has become a rallying point for international solidarity. Whether it will actually reach Gaza remains uncertain. What is certain, however, is that this flotilla has reignited global discussion on the blockade and placed both activists and the Israeli government back in the spotlight. For supporters, it's a test of humanity. For critics, it's a provocation. And for the people watching worldwide, it's a reminder that the waters of the Mediterranean are not just about trade and travel. They are also a stage where politics, resistance, and hope collide.